it if they know there's someone coming out.
They're waiting.
Well, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to our seal feed and tour. My name's Matt, and together with Vix and Kim, we're going to be doing a bit of feeding and training with our South American fur seals. So let's introduce you to the seals. Now we've actually got 7 in total. 4 over there in the isolation area. They're going to be fed just after the adults. Those ones are Quito, Toro, Pablo and Miguel. We then have our adult female Nina, who is coming up to 22 years old. Nina is doing a bit of training with Vicky. We then have our littlest one called Juan, and he was actually 1-year-old on the 1st of June. He's just been weaned onto fish. Now don't be alarmed if you see him with some quite sizable fish at the moment. Well, what we actually do is start him off eating nice big fish, and then wean him down to some slightly smaller ones. So he's taking a little bit of time to learn it, but he's getting there slowly. But this guy at the front is the star. Now this is Atari, and Atari is our adult male. And we're going to talk you through some of the training and husbandry that we do with our seals here to make life a little bit easier for us and a lot more fun for them. So first of all, we use these red and white sticks called target sticks. Now targets essentially are the first thing we train the animals to do. If you follow and touch the target, quite simply you get a reward. So as you can see, the seals are very keen on following them, and it allows me to move Atari around the enclosure, maybe into a travelling box if we need to, and as you can see, he's very keen on touching it. Now as well as this, we can do lots of other behaviours as well. If we wanted to have a look under Atari's flippers, we can actually ask him to raise them up for us. Have a look properly, thank you. That allows me to check, make sure there's no cuts or abrasions or any issues with the flippers there. And as well as that, we like to desensitise the seals to being touched, so we'll actually do a lot of tactile with them as well. They'll actually offer us their flippers. We can even take blood samples from the seals while they're fully conscious. So as you can imagine, we do need to have a good rapport with them as well. Now when it comes to things like weighing the seals, well, we'll actually ask them to lay out flat on a rather large set of weighing scales to get a nice accurate weight. So Atari is right about the 110 kilo mark at the moment. This is actually the higher end of the scale. He's normally around about 80 kilos. Nina up there is around about 40 kilos, so there's quite a big difference between the males and the females. We can do kind of more menial things as well. If you wanted to have a look inside the seal's mouth, as you can imagine, that would be quite a difficult behaviour to do. We actually train the seals to open their mouth nice and wide for us, so that we have a good look inside. Yes, I know. Just making sure everything's nice and clean and healthy, even training them to have a toothbrush in there as well so that we can clean it. You might notice I don't get too close, not because he'll bite me, but because his breath is pretty awful. If we want to check Atari's general mobility, we'll actually ask him to spin around for us, and again, and one more time. Now that just lets me know he's got no aches or pains or any stiffness. Of course, if he did, he would be unlikely to want to do that behaviour, so it lets me know in advance. And if we wanted to do something like an X-ray or a scan, well, most of the other animals in the zoo, we would generally need to put them under anaesthetic, but with the seals, it's a little bit different. We can actually bring the equipment down here to Seal and Penguin Coast. We can ask Atari very nicely to show us his lovely belly, and we can get him to do it that way instead. You can give him a round of applause for that. So as you can imagine, that does make life much easier for ourselves, but it also makes things a lot safer for the seals too. Now seals don't do particularly well under anaesthetic, so we try to minimise the risk by quite simply not putting them under it wherever possible. You missed one there. Now, training is also a general, very important part of their general routines too, though. These are very intelligent animals. They like to learn new things all the time, so this also helps to keep them stimulated too. So we try to make sure that they get trained at least 3 times a day. As well as all the medical and husbandry behaviours, we do like to show off natural behaviours as well. One of these is jumping out of the water, but this next part does come with a warning. If you're standing next to the barriers and you don't want to get wet, I'd recommend moving a little bit further away. So this is something that often the male seals will tend to do during the breeding season. Sorry. And this is often Atari will start doing this, and our younger males have started doing this behaviour as well to show off to the females. Now they've only got Nina to show off to here, but in the wild the males will often look for maybe 15 or 20 females as part of their harem. Jumping out of the water is a good way of displaying that they're strong and healthy males. typically, coming into breeding season, they will also put on quite a bit of weight as well. So Tari will go from about 80 kilos up to 120. This technique, though, is also a good way of evading predators too, so things like killer whales and great white sharks. Seals have learned that by jumping out of the water at the last moment, they will hopefully then avoid the predator and be able to escape. Now, another water-based behaviour, probably more commonly associated with dolphins, is something called porpoising. And this is when seals will basically jump or arch out of the water, and it's actually a very efficient way of travelling. So you'll often see dolphins doing this at the bow of a ship, and we're going to ask the Tari to do that again because you missed the first one. Come on, let's do it properly. Do it again? Come on then. And of course it is a lot less resistant than water. So you'll find lots of marine mammals using this technique, from dolphins to sea lions, even penguins as well. So we chatted a little bit about seals and sea lions. Now, a lot of people ask us what the difference is. Well, there are actually quite a few differences. These guys, however, are going to make it a little bit confusing. Now, true seals have little holes for ears. Sea lions have ears that stick out. If you have a look at a Tari, he's actually got ears like a sea lion. Now, these guys also walk like sea lions as well. They're walking on all four flippers. If you've been lucky enough to see a true seal around the coast of the UK, you've seen it up nice, close and personal, you'll notice they actually have very small front flippers. They tend to shuffle themselves along the ground when they're moving around, whereas sea lions actually have very large front flippers, and they can even support their full body weight. Just like a Tari down here. Give a round of applause for that too. So it's a little bit confusing. Is a Tari a seal or a sea lion? Well, he's actually somewhere in the middle. He's got the best of both. True seals have 2 layers of fur, as do fur seals. So you've got 2 layers of fur, one to keep it nice and dry, one to keep it nice and warm. He's going to jump again, right? So feel free to move back. But he's also got the body shape of a sea lion. And if you look at him, he's very streamlined, very agile, and very manoeuvrable. And this allows him to catch lots of fast-moving prey, but more importantly, avoid those fast-moving predators too. He comes from the coast of South America, where the Antarctic current comes into the Southern Ocean. It's very cold indeed, so of course that extra layer of fur keeps him nice and warm. Having that incredibly shaped body, he can catch lots of fast-moving prey, and as I say, avoid those predators. I've got one more thing to do with a Tari, and that is a nice big fish. I would recommend going down to our underwater walkthrough and see the seals swimming off the dinner, and hopefully if you carry on through you'll see our penguins doing the same as well. But I do hope you enjoyed meeting our seals today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day at the zoo. Thank you.
Yeah.